Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Lean Publishing Tip of the Day, where I'm going to be talking about ebook bundles, what they are, how to find them, how they work, and how you can create them yourself as a self-published author on Leanpub, including how you can invite other authors to join an ebook bundle with you with their books, and why you would want to do all of this. As usual, if you're watching the recording of this video, which is going to be most people, please skip ahead to the 2-minute mark. We just give people 2 minutes to sort of hop on the live stream if they happen to see it and be interested in the topic of the day. As always, there is an accompanying blog post for the tip of the day that you can find on our blog at leanpub.com/blog. As I always like to say, if you don't see the blog post there, you can click the magnifying glass at the top right and search for the keywords that you see in the screen that I'm sharing here. Of course, the blog posts are useful for having links and stuff like that. In this case, particularly useful because we have a couple of guides, one for how to create an ebook bundle of your own books, and another one for how to create an ebook bundle inviting other people to participate. It's a relatively easy process, and I've actually talked about it on the tip of the day live stream before, but that was 7 or 8 months ago. That's how long we've been doing this now. And we do repeats of these things. The Leanpub's design changes, our feature changes. People need to learn about things for the first time, stuff like that. And I can give a refreshed explanation of stuff. So we don't mind doing repeats of these tips of the day, at least the repeats of the subjects that we're covering. And as always, of course, if there's something you'd like, if I have something I missed, or if there's something you'd like me to cover or do again, you can reach out to us at hello@leanpub.com, or you can contact us online on social media and stuff like that. We'd love to hear from you and what you're interested in and stuff like that. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you're going to find the recording of this video later. So with all that said, we're approaching the 2-minute mark. 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 2-minute mark of today's Lean Publishing Tip of the Day live stream, where I'm going to be talking about creating an ebook bundle. You're probably familiar with bundles from online e-commerce and other things where, you can buy the sort of, I guess the classic example would be, you're on Amazon and you sort of say buy 5 of these things and then you get a discount typically. So you can think of that as a bundle. I think it's pretty popular with video games, and particularly, you can buy bundles. For example, I saw one the other day for like all the Metal Gear games. Over the years, you can get those on the Switch now in one bundle. I remember this, and there's for video games and other games, there can be add-ons and stuff like that as well. I'm sure this probably exists in the physical board game world as well, but it definitely exists in the ebook world, where you can buy bundles of ebooks. And in this tip of the day, I'm just going to briefly walk you through how that all works. Finding bundles is really easy and pretty prominent on the Leanpub bookstore. Let me just share a different tab. Here we are. So what happens is when people go to the homepage at leanpub.com, we show the sort of normal homepage with featured books and stuff like that. But right here, very prominently, is bundles. These are bundles of ebooks. All of them are created by the authors themselves. These aren't created by us. We don't go and create bundles. And you can see that we sort of show a hopefully relatively nice kind of combination of the book cover images for all the books in the bundle. Yeah, it's just sort of these nice little cards. With the bundle has its own title and then a little description. Obviously, giving it a good title and a description is really important. You can see some of these. These are the bestsellers in the last week. So you can see there's sort of a lot of programming type books and software engineering type books. But of course, you can publish novels on Leanpub. You can do anything you like. We invite books on all kinds of topics. You can see actually here's a good example. You can actually upload your own bundle like cover image, for example. So the one like here on the left, like Nigel Poulton's Kubernetes and Docker Deep Dive books, this bundle image is generated automatically from the book cover images. But what Gareth Thomas has done here in the middle is actually upload his own created bundle cover image. So that's a really cool feature. And of course, people can search by languages. They can search by these other things as well. And so if you're wondering how to do this, let me just show you I'm not going to be walking you through everything in this video. This isn't a kind of how-to, but we do have a complete walkthrough. Go to our help center at help.leanpub.com, and you'll find this article pretty easily, just, how to create a bundle of Leanpub books. Uh, the really simple thing to do is there's basically a form that you fill out, and it's really easy if it's your own books. This article, like so many others, needs to be updated, but the process is quite similar. Essentially, you give your bundle a name, you give it a minimum price and a suggested price, and there's an about the bundle thing and stuff like that. And then after that, you add books to the bundle. So if you're creating books, bundles of your a bundle of your own books, this is relatively easy. Let me take you to a different page. Let's go back to where we were looking at bundles, and let's just, for completeness sake, go back to the home page. If you go back to the home page and you click on the what I call the escape hatch here on the top right, the menu with your avatar, and you can see the create a bundle link there. Um, but you can also find it if you go to authors in the top. So we have this Leanpub is for authors and readers, and you can find the create a bundle form right there. You give it a title, we'll propose a URL, and then you go into the process of adding books and stuff like that, which is relatively straightforward. Um, it's a little bit more complicated, obviously, if you want to create a bundle of ebooks with other authors. This is actually really cool, and I think from my perspective, kind of underused feature on Leanpub. The thing about a bundle is that, like as I mentioned in the blog post, and it's hopefully obvious, it's essentially a kind of discount, right? So if someone buys your book for one, buys all of your books individually, if you've published more than one ebook on Leanpub, obviously they're going to pay more than they would if for the price that you set for your bundle, because you want to encourage them with essentially a kind of discount. Now the thing is that there are probably other books on your topic on Leanpub by other Leanpub authors. And what you can do is you can sort of propose, you can create a bundle, and then you can invite them. And they'll get an invitation in Leanpub, and they'll get an email and stuff like that, where they can choose to accept or deny. Don't take it personally if people say no. They might just be confused. They might not know what's going on. They might have other plans, all that kind of for their book and stuff like that. They might just be shy. But what you can do by creating a bundle with another author is you're basically doubling your discoverability, right? If you can look at it that way, because that author's whole network is now potentially looking at that bundle at some point when the author posts about it on social media or LinkedIn, et cetera. Same thing when you do it. Now there's two of you promoting this. Now there'll be a discount to an individual purchase of your book, and you're going to have to choose the royalty split that you're going to propose. So be fair. I guess that's where a lot of classic game theory might come in. But don't try when you're proposing an ebook bundle with other people. Don't try and do too much math. Like if it's one other person, do 50-50. Do a 50-50 split. If it's three people, do 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. If you think you're so cool that you deserve 2/3 of the revenue from the bundle and the other person only deserves 1/3, you probably haven't chosen the right person for your bundle. On the other hand, though, if you're brand new, if you don't have much of an audience yourself, one thing you can do is you can reach out to a best-selling Leanpub author or a group of best-selling Leanpub authors, propose a bundle, and have yourself in there. And maybe you're going to sort of put yourself at a little bit of a discount. Like you'll say, "Hey, look, I know you're way more popular than me, but I think our books would go great together. Let's do a bundle together where your book gets 70% of the royalties and I get 30% of the royalties." That's a totally legitimate thing to do, and it may be a great way to introduce yourself to other Leanpub authors, and find out find out more about them, and maybe then collaborate with them in other ways. There are more articles. I've just switched tabs here to just a search for bundle in our bookstore, or in our help center, and what that looks like. So you can see that there are a number of other things in here, help center articles, where we've basically answered questions from authors who've asked us in the past about bundles and how they work. So that's my brief introduction to ebook bundles, how to find them, how to create them, what they're about, why you should do them. On Leanpub, it is really easy. It's an interesting thing to try. We always say that you should take 15 minutes a day to sort of do some book marketing. If you've got self-published books out there, at least it adds up over time. And today, if you do take 15 minutes, maybe you spend 15 minutes coming up with an ebook bundle idea, and maybe even propose it to some other Leanpub authors that and would like to be introduce yourself to, or you think it would be exciting. And again, the main thing there is that now there's two of you or more promoting something that you can both benefit from. So it's a new product from something that you've already created that's now out there that hopefully you can help attract readers to you. So thanks very much, everyone, for watching this live stream today. If you're a Leanpub author, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every single subscriber helps you get discovered, and you'll be helping other authors get discovered and stuff like that. And yeah, you'll find the recording. If you watch this live, you'll find the recording hopefully later today on our YouTube channel where you can subscribe. So thanks very much, everyone, for watching this live stream today.